Human design is a synthesis of Eastern and Western astrology, the Hindu chakra system, the Judaic Kabbalah, the Chinese I Ching, and quantum physics. When you input your birth date, your birth time, and your birthplace in a chart software, you'll get a chart that looks similar to this. The chart is, in essence, a collection of different parts of your human story. It is ancient and modern archetypes that are blended up in a brand new way to give us an overview of how to better reclaim sovereignty over our own narrative. You'll see here this chart is a quantum human design chart, meaning it has the quantum language on it, as well as the traditional human design language in parentheses. And here's just another example of a chart. If you run your chart using the free chart link in the description of this video, you'll get a chart similar to this. It's just an example of how different software or different settings in software can give you a slightly different looking chart and language. The main difference between the quantum and the traditional human design is the language. So what do all of these ancient and modern systems have in common? Archetypes. They are all comprised of archetypes. If you think about the Chinese I Ching, there are 64 hexagrams or personality traits. Those personality traits are just archetypes. If you look at astrology and all the factors that we look at when we look at astrology, there's the signs of the zodiac and how they play together in the celestial weather. All just archetypes. The chakras and the themes associated with each chakra explore archetypes in relation to energy. An archetype is basically an idea, a symbol, a pattern, or a character type in a story. Human design is a synthesis of ancient and modern archetype systems. And the important thing to know is archetypes are neutral. They are neutral until we give them meaning. So if you think about the stories and the art of storytelling, in a story, your character and the parts of the character's story have the potential to be expressed or experienced in a variety of different ways. So these archetypes or parts of the story, the main characters, the pieces and aspects, they all have the potential to be expressed in either their shadow element, in the baseline or average element, or in the highest element. In other words, there's the high end, the low end, and all of that space in between on this spectrum of energy expression. So when we look at your chart, it's full of all different kinds of archetypes. It's a blueprint of all the different parts of the story of your life. And those archetypes that make up this story have the possibility of showing up in your life in a low expression, or what we would call the shadow, or the unbalanced expression, in an average expression or a baseline expression, or in a high or optimal or exalted expression. So you're always going to be dancing along this spectrum, and there's really no endpoint in either direction. So please know that your chart does not tell the whole story of who you are, who the character is that you're playing. You're not your chart. It's the infrastructure of how your energy works. It is not a labeling system. Again, you're not your body, you're not your mind, you're not this character. This is the infrastructure of how your energy works. It's showing you the mechanics of how you operate and form. This is your soul curriculum, what your soul incarnated here in physical form as this character to experience in this lifetime. These are themes that you are designed to explore and again, experience over the entire arc of your life. But in that story, that is this character that you're playing, there are all other kinds of things that are going to happen. You're going to be born into a family, and that family is going to have a history. You're going to have all of these experiences, all of this conditioning. You're going to be told things. You're going to learn things. You're going to love. You're going to fight. All kinds of things are going to happen that are going to be part of your story. But your chart, it's the outline. It's the outline of what you're supposed to be learning, experiencing, and evolving through or towards as you experience the arc of the storyline of your life. So what's important to understand is that over time, with practice, with intentional awareness and storytelling, you can begin to choose, by you understanding the parts of your chart, how to consciously live out the highest expression of all of these archetypes in your chart. It's ultimately your true life purpose to be the person, the character that you came here, were born to be in this lifetime. To be the fullest, most unlimited, most expressed, most experiential version of the true story of your character that you are playing. Your chart is a personal story, and it's a personal story comprised of the archetypes in the chart. So when we look at the parts of the chart, when we begin to use it as a storytelling tool, we're really looking at the layers within the chart. It gives us a systematic way to assess what story am I telling myself in the world about who I am and how I am as this character? Who is the me that is creating my reality? And if I'm creating my reality and that story that is me is creating my reality, then how do I take back control over that story so that I'm consciously choosing to live out the highest, most juiciest expression of the narrative of who I am as this character that I am here playing? And so when we look at the layers in the chart, all of the storytelling layers, we'll see that the first part, the first layer in the chart is your main character. And that main character is represented by your human design type and also by the lines in your profile. And you'll see that there are 5 main characters, 5 main energy types in quantum human design. It's the initiator, the orchestrator, the alchemist, the time bender, and the calibrator. And you'll see to the right in parentheses is the traditional name for that same energy type: the manifester, projector, generator, manifesting generator, and reflector. Your type tells us a lot about your unique way of interacting with the quantum field, or how your creative muse, if you will, how divine source communicates with you and through you. And your type tells you a lot about the ultimate purpose of the main character in your story. So I hope that helped you have a basic understanding of what human design is, what the chart is, what it is not. And we'll dive deeper into this. We'll go into each of the types in other videos. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss those.